this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to play She's a Lady by Tom Jones. We'll start with the intro, which I think has one of the most iconic riffs in the whole song. I've looked at a lot of other videos and tabs, and most of them had this part actually a little bit wrong. In fact, even I was playing this wrong until I listened to the song really carefully. So we've got 3 notes. So it's a hammer-on, followed by the next note on the next string. And then we're just going to do the same exact pattern starting from the A string. So we'll put that together. And then we'll follow that up with another 3 notes. And a slide here. Slowly. If I put that all together. Again. And then we'll end that with a bend with a nice healthy vibrato on it. Now I'm using my pinky on that slide. You can certainly just do the whole riff with 2 fingers. And then you can either use your pinky for the bend like I am, or you could also use your ring finger. Next we'll move on to the verse, which has 2 chords in it. We'll have E minor and D. I'm going to play those 2 chords here. You could also play E minor up here and then D here. Or if you want to avoid bar chords, you could play them down here. Although I wouldn't really recommend that for later on. And also you could play E minor here. It's basically playing the top part of the bar chord, and you could play D here as well. If you listen carefully to this song, you'll hear a lot of different strumming patterns. I'm just going to give you a really straightforward, simple strumming pattern to get started with, and then I'll show you some more advanced options that you can try out later on. So we're going to strum on beats 2 and 4, and the bass in the song plays on beats 1 and 3, so we get this nice interchange. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So when you're playing that intro riff for the last time, so on this bend, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So the timing is just a hair different. When you start the verse, you could probably get away without doing that, but if you listen to the recording, that is how they're doing it. Now for the more advanced strumming. Options with this song, because honestly you can't really hear the rhythm guitar part very clearly on the recording. The rhythm guitar gets pretty buried. There's horns and strings and keys going on, but if you're playing in a smaller group of just 3 or 4 people, you might have to play a little more just to kind of fill some space. Next we'll move on to the chorus. Chorus chord progression is E minor, A, D, and then D again, E minor, A, and then B minor. Just like in the verse, we've got some options for where we're going to play these chords. You know, for A, I'm using a thumb bar chord. You could certainly use the full bar chord. You could use just the top part of the bar chord. You could play it down here, but the B minor chord, we're pretty much stuck playing that as a bar chord regardless. So I would try and stick with these bar chords for the chorus if you can. Now, as far as the strumming, I like to open it up a little bit more here, but you could certainly keep that same basic strumming pattern going on from the verse. the fill. A little slower. After this, we're back into verse 2, which is exactly the same as verse 1. And after that, we'll be into chorus 2, which is exactly the same as chorus 1, except that it ends with a different fill. And then slower. After chorus 2, we're going to move on to the bridge. I'm going to start with the basic bridge chord progression, and then we're going to have to circle back and talk about how fill 2 kind of carries over to the start of the bridge. So for the bridge, we've got B flat, F, E flat, and then B flat, and another bend. Let's put that together. Now, depending on your skill level, you might want to leave out the second B flat that's right before the bend. It's definitely a challenge to play that chord and then get to the bend really quickly. If you're playing this in a group and other people are playing the chords, no problem, just leave that chord out. Even if you're the only guitarist, you can still probably leave it out and things would be fine. Now if we go back to the end of fill 2 into the bridge, this bend here does carry over the first B flat chord. So a lot of times when I'm playing along with the song, I'm doing this bend and I'm actually coming in on the F, on the second chord of the progression, and then after that you're just back to the progression as I showed you. So we do this chord progression 3 times, and then on the 4th time, we're going to end a little bit differently. So B flat, F, E flat, G, A. So as far as the chord shapes that we use in the bridge, I would pretty much stick with these. B flat, even though my thumb is up here, I'm not actually playing that note. I'm really just playing these 3 notes. F, E flat. If you were to play it in other spots, it would just be a lot harder to get to that bend in time. And E flat, we don't really have a way to play that isn't a bar chord, so you're kind of just stuck with it. And then we're on to verse 3, which is the same as verses 2 and 1. And then after that, we'll be on to chorus 3, which is also the same as choruses 2 and 1, except for a different fill at the end of it. I'll do that slower. And then this is going to lead directly into the outro. For the outro, we're just going to do this bend. Basically forever until the recording fades out. Now fill 3 leads directly into this bend, so let me show you how that works. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.